Wait, I don't even know where to start. Fuck it. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. I'm back, guys. Hey, it's been a little bit. Sorry for that. You know, we all had like our different things going on in life. You know how you sometimes take a break when you really don't want to, but you kind of need to, because your body telling like, hey, we might need to slow things down. You know, in the bedroom, we trying to like go on hella fast and the sex shit like that. She's like, hey, slow down. We're going to be here for a little minute. I don't want you to pre-cum. I don't want you to come early, you know? So we had to slow it down a little bit. Then the lights down low, you know, go R&B shit. Yeah. Anyway, too much talking. What's up, Jared?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I wasn't ready for that either, man. What's up, Noah?
What's going on, Corde?
Not much, man. Hey, you high today?
Yeah.
There we go. Hell yeah. Hey, so let's get it straight started. It's funny because every time I come here, I always ask Jared for the address. Well, not every time, but a good amount of times I usually ask you for the address of where we're recording, right? And Jared's always just like, hey, you should just save this somewhere. And I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna just ask you every morning when we about to record where we supposed to be at. Because mainly I do this because I used to do Uber, right? So I asked for the address to basically get like my ETA to figure out like if there's gonna be like any traffic. Because I remember sometimes there's like last minute traffic that forms right as I'm about to get here. And then Jared was just like, hey man, why don't you just put this in this note app? And I'm just like, that's true. But I use the Notes app a lot, all right? Because I think you sent me the address here on like TikTok.
Six times.
And
We've done 8 podcasts here. I've said it to you 6 times.
Yeah. Hey, I just gotta know. I gotta know, man. I gotta know. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do, man. But what happens is, like, so the reason why I ask him to send it to me constantly is because it usually gets buried in several other messages. Like I know we talk back and forth on Instagram, sometimes back and forth on TikTok. And so, but I asked him to text it to me because if he texts it to me, we don't text all the time. So I know I can just scroll up like a few text messages and I'll have it. But I got a new phone. So I'm like, hey, what's the address? He's like, are you serious? But I'm like, on my way. Like I'm on my way. So I'm just like, hey, I'm not gonna be late. But just send me the address because I don't remember exactly what exit is. I still don't remember exactly what exit is either because I don't come this area that much.
To be fair, I mean, I have to use the address every time we come here, even though we come here every week.
Exactly. And then also too, because I'm usually riding like the carpool lane, you know, they got those double lines. So normally I almost passed it up today. And I had it open. I was like, all right, cool, I'm chilling. Yeah. Because in my mind, I'm driving to San Jose. But like, no, that's not where I'm driving. I'm driving to Hayward. And so I just be like, okay, cool. And I'm like, oh shit, my exit coming up. And then I remember I thought I had more time. I had to peer from the far left all over to the far right. I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh, like, whoo, that was a close one. But we here though. We good. And we chilling for a whole nother week. Let's get straight to it. Big announcement. I mentioned this on the last podcast, but I think we chipped it out and stuff like that. Hell yeah. Wednesday, October 23rd, I will be headlining the San Jose Improv. Yes. Home club. I'm super excited about it. I'm trying to make it as big as possible. I'm trying to bring a ton of people. I want everybody to come out. I'm going to clip this up and make sure that I'll put it everywhere. It's official now. I can post it. It's in the link on the San Jose Improv page, which is a dope thing to see my face and my name for a show that I am headlining. And I'm going to bring my best. I always come prepared, but I want to have a ton of people there to come out and see me and support me. I'm super excited for this. I'm not gonna lie. I was like had this in the works for a little bit, or I've like talked about it or said it, and like mentioning like there at the club, and then it was like, yeah, why don't you do it? And then so now I'm like officially doing it. And it's great, y'all. You know the funny thing about this whole thing is the most pressure for me, besides getting people out, is who I'm gonna have on the show. Like, no lie, that's gonna be like that. Like I remember a few people suggesting, why don't you put in this people? Why don't you bring this person? Why don't you bring this person? Why don't you bring this person? And the funny thing about it is, like, other people can suggest people, but you realize like which of my homies do I want on the show with me, and then how many of my homies do I want? Because I don't want it to be like a showcase kind of thing. I want it to be like me as the headliner with like 2 or 3 comedians tops, right? I don't want like 5 and then me, right? Because I don't want to tire out the crowd. Plus it's a weekday, so you know it can't be out super late. But I'm just like, all right. So now it's like the hard part. Okay, which one of my homies do I want on the show? Then which one do I not want to piss off? You know, like, okay, well, why you pick him over me? Why'd you pick him? And I'm like, well, you did it recently. He was like, so I still want to be on your show. So it's like a whole thing. Then on top of that, I want to have like merch for the show. Like I already have like 3 different merch designs. Hit me up on Instagram if you want my Big Beautiful Forehead or my 2 different versions of the Corde Made Your Day shirts or my Big Beautiful Forehead beanies. And I'm coming up with new merch ideas too to have for by the time the show comes, because it's in October. So I had a good enough time to work on the new jokes I've been coming up with and doing, and then also have merch particularly for the shows. And by the time it comes, it's like really tight knitted and then like, you know, really wound up, and it's like at its best by the time the show comes. And I'm like, so I'm working on that, and it's like all this other stuff, right? And it's just super dope because I say yesterday or Friday, I went to see my homie Mark Smalls at the Punchline in SF. And it's just dope to see a fellow homie who you started out with headlining a local club too. He got the whole weekend, and then he was like, and then it's dope because I ain't seen him in about a year. And he was like, "What's up, Corde?" I was like, "What's good, man?" He was like, "Man, I fucking saw you with Donnell at LA. I'm at the Comedy Store." I was like, "I'm fucking proud, man. I'm fucking proud of you, man." And it's just like a dope embrace with a homie of yours who he's traveled with Bert Kreischer around the world. And then the fact is I ain't seen him in a while. He was like, "I saw you rocking with Donnell, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And it's just like this dope embrace of how homies should be and happy for their success. Like in that moment, it was like super, because I remember me and him used to go to a lot of the same open mics. You know, Penelope on Wednesdays?
Oh, yeah.
So we first met either there or like a few other places. And this is back 2012, 2013, like when Penelope was like a new mic. So, and then it was like, I remember, I think he was at the time he was part of a group called Laugh Game. It was him, Daoud, this other guy named Dan Myers, and it was like one other guy, I think Vincent Chung was all like, it was like four guys. They had their own shirts and stuff, and they always like rock together. And it was dope because it would see like a group of homies who would hit up 3 to 4 mics a night. And and Andrew Rolfo was another dope one. And they would like take turns driving. They would all carpool the shows, or they'll carpool the mics, not shows. They'll carpool the mics and at least hit 2 to 3 mics a night. And that was just dope to see. And then now they're all doing big and better things, and it makes sense why it's happening. And it's just super dope to see. And I'm just like, man, this dude is fucking dope. Then not only that, Cops comedy staff, the club came over to see him too, which is like another dope thing. Like I love the staff at Punchline and at Cops, and to have the staff like leave they shift or like kind of like, hey, we're gonna go over and watch a homie you seen because they fuck with you too. That's super dope. Like that's why when I do the San Jose Improv, I told them, I was like, if I headline in my writer, y'all got to take a picture with me on stage. I want the whole staff. I want everybody coming up there to take a picture with me. He's like, "Oh, you want a picture like that?" I was like, "Yes." I love all y'all. I want y'all to see. I see y'all all the time. I want y'all to be in a picture of me headlining the first time here. So yeah, it's gonna be super dope. What these hoes talking about? I don't know. Like, I don't know, weird transition. I don't know what to talk about now. Or you know how dating. Always a thing I love to talk about. Dating is something I always get into. The note I wrote down is like, when you leave all your hoes behind. It was I was watching The Office the other day. He was like, you know, when you have, you know, what he said. He's like, you know, when you get rid of all your hoes and then you have their one hoe, but their hoe is no more or something like that. I'm fucking it up, but it's so true. Like it's basically I'm talking to hella different girls and you become that singular one. Like, and then when you try to make that one serious, try to have a relationship with her, and then like that ends, it's just like, damn, I left all my other hoes to the side. I don't know why I did that, but it's a risk you gotta take. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that girl, did it end because she found out she was a singular girl? I feel like some girls don't mind that they're in a rotation, but then when they get put as like top person,
yeah,
it almost freaks them out.
Yeah. You talking about me?
Well, is that the girl that you were just talking about?
Oh, no, I'm trying to build up to it, but I kind of don't know where I'm going exactly. But so no. Most of the chicks who I talk to want to be the singular one or think they're the singular one. And then sometimes if you have like an actual good communication, they're like, well, you're single. So I get like you talking to other people. But it's always like I always meet the girls who like, hey, are you talking to other girls? And you can't be honest with them because they like you say yes. Because you can't be honest, because if you say yes, they'll be like, okay, well, I don't want to talk to you no more. So you gotta lie and say
them.
Yeah, damn them, right? So you have to lie and say, no, baby, you're the only one I'm talking to. But hey, because you want to be transparent. You want to have like an actual conversation of, hey, I'm single, I'm dating, right? But then I'm like, oh, I don't know how to date multiple people. I'm like, how you don't know how to multitask? That's what sometimes I want to say. You don't know how to multitask, right? But then really, it be because they'll bring this up one date into like y'all talking. Like we only been talking for a few weeks. And you be like, hey, are you talking to other women? And you be like, and then like as you're about to say yes, they be like, because if you are, we can end this right now. I don't want to talk to you. And I'm just like, nah, that's not. Nah, why would I do that to you? I'm not that type of man. I'm not that. And then the like of late, the best relationships is usually like or the ones that I feel like actually starts like growing. It'd be like, I know you're single. It's okay if you're talking to other people. Like I might be talking to other people, or like I don't really talk to a lot of people, but I like you. So if we get serious, will you cut them off? Like that's a real conversation. Like yeah, if we get serious, like I mean, and then a lot of times, chicks who I really kind of like grow with sometimes, they ask me, how long you been talking to these other women? I'm like, oh, like a while. And I'm like, oh, so they like, so should I be afraid of anything? And I'm like, well, I've been talking to them for a while and I'm still single. Obviously they're not sticking out or they're not doing enough for me to like stop. Like I would have made one of them my girlfriend at this point. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, so like, do y'all go on a lot of dates? I'm like, nah, sometimes, nah, sometimes yes, you know. And like we talk, but like, you know, conversation goes nowhere. And then I explain to them how dry the conversation is. Like, why do you keep talking to them? Like, I stopped talking to them, and then they hit me up, and then the conversation goes for like about an hour, or like, you know, through text message, and then that's like, yeah, dry, yeah.
So how do you feel if they're talking to like a bunch of other guys?
Oh fuck no, we can't do that. No. I mean, no, if it's real, like, cause comments, like, so I'm weird, right? Like if you're talking to other guys, like I understand it. Like we, like, you know, and it's kind of like when I'm with you, we don't talk about the others. You don't talk about who you talking to. I don't talk about who I'm talking to, right? And we just be like open and honest about stuff, right? And if we be honest about that, I feel cool about it. But sometimes some chicks not always honest. They're talking to other people. They might ask you, like, because they automatically assume I'm talking to other people because I'm a comedian. I'm a very social guy. They're like, you're attractive. Why are you not in a relationship? Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know, right? And then they might be talking to other people, but it's like more secretive. And I'm just like, so you talking to other people? No. And I'm like, all right, I saw your Instagram. Like I saw that dark man's hand in your picture, you know, or you could like tell if a chick is talking to other people because they're out and there's two plates on the table, but they won't show the other person who they're with. All right. And so you're like, okay, so you're on a date with a dude, you know, like I don't care because I'm on a date like with other females. Well, unless it's the one person I really care about. And then like, you know, just trying to be transparent with them. Like, hey, you talking to people, like the one person who you really want to have a relationship with, like, if they're still like not being honest, like, nah, I ain't nobody. I'm like, hey, I think that's when you give them like, I'm talking to other people too. All right. I just want to know if you are too. Like, yeah. Then be like, okay, if we're trying to build this, like, how, like, at what point do we kind of break these other people off, right? Because sometimes you want to get serious with a person. Like, all right, who you talking to? I'm like, what about you? Like, oh, well, you know, like, okay, so we not on the same page, if that makes more sense, you know, because like it's one of those, hey, I'm talking to other people, but I'm willing to break these off because I really want to build something with you. And if you throw that at them and they'd be like, oh, well, you know, and they start making up excuses, like, okay, we not on the same page then. So like, I'm gonna just keep talking to whoever or keep on these dating apps or wherever I'm going with that. So yeah, like I don't mind if a chick's like, I'm an adult, I'm realistic. We're both single, even though we might be talking to each other. So it's just, you know, honest communication. Best way to go about it.
Yeah, it seems like it's really tough to navigate that, especially if you have a couple people that you're kind of juggling. Because like that, how do you start setting the standard of like, what do I want?
Yeah.
To put everyone else away.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you that same question too. If it has been like, how long are you going to talk to somebody till you're like, this probably isn't going to work out?
Yeah. So it's honestly, it's the day-to-day thing. It's the little things, right? It's the little things like, let's say if they live far away, we're not super close, right? Hey, let's meet halfway. You look for like little shit like that makes it easier on you. And it seems like they're really trying, like, hey, you know, you got to come to me all the time. You got to come to me. That's very tiring and things like that. But hey, or like, hey, you paid last time, I got this time. I even got to bring it up. It's like little shit like that. Like, hey, or you like, and then it's just like, hey, you like sporting events? Like, I kind of like them and I kind of want to go to this thing. Or like, hey, I know you're a comedian. do you want to go to this show? And I'm like, most times it's like, no. But then I'm like, it's a way for me to spend time with them. And speaking of that, it's always funny too, because sometimes people ask me, or women ask me to go to a comedy show, and sometimes I don't want to go. But the main reason for that is because I'm known at this comedy club, and I don't want this one random date that I went on the people there who I see kind of often to be like, yo, whatever happened with, like, I always hate that question. I hate that question with family. I hate that question with friends. That's like the number one question I hate. And that's why sometimes I avoid comedy clubs all in general, because I don't, I'm like, whatever happened to that, or whatever happened with that, or I don't want to be seen as a guy constantly bringing chicks to the comedy club and stuff like that. And then sometimes it's just like, she wanted to go, I didn't want to come here. I would have went to like some dinner where y'all wouldn't have seen, because I like to keep like my dating life, specifically like who I'm dating and who I'm like out and seen with, very private. But and then so I always look at it like, if I'm going to a comedy club where people know me and they see me, then it's more serious in that kind of sense. Like, oh, I'm bringing this person here because they're going to be around. Like, I don't bring flings to places where my homies is. Like, I wouldn't bring a chick in here. I'm like, oh, I met like 2 weeks ago to the podcast and record. Like, Corde, whatever happened? Like, hey, we don't talk about her. No, we ain't doing that kind of a thing. Like, if I'm bringing her here, she's special in a way. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, the flings you got to take to the Italian restaurants, because
Exactly.
they never snitch on nobody.
Nobody.
They'll act like, oh my God, it's so good to see you again. You too. Oh my God, where you been?
Yeah.
They know you're there with a different girl. They give her the same treatment.
Yeah, the same treatment. You know the deal. You know the routine. You know why I'm here. And then if they come back the second time, like, oh, then they bring out something more fancy for you. Like, no, let's bring the secret. Let's bring, hey, we got a special going on just for you two. And that's how you know, because you constantly bringing people in, like you like recycling. Recycling dates, recycling the same material, on and on and on. But then if you bring, I'm like, oh, this is the third time. Like, then they pull you to the side. Looks like things are going well. See me, this is your 5th time. I've seen it 5 times. Like, it's always in that movie where he's like a player. And then like how many times has he brought people here? It's like, oh, he's never brought people here. Cause like, or you brought them once, but it never came back kind of a thing. Or when somebody meets your parents, for me, that's a big thing. Parents is like damn near fiance. Well, not fiance status. It's like established relationship status. The homies, you can kind of, even the homies for me too. Like, I bring up chicks in conversation. Like, I can bring up that because it just like let you know that I'm out here, But then I start, because I do this. Me and my homies, we do this. We talk to a bunch of different girls. We just start giving them names of cities that we met them in. That's the way how we can keep in touch on like which chick you talking about. Like, oh, Sacramento, Utah.
What a jump. Sacramento girl, Utah girl, Dubai,
Florida, Denver, Colorado, Utah, University of Texas, El Paso.
Starts sounding like the opening credits of a football game.
Exactly. So you start meeting the homies and stuff like that. Because I remember one time, it was like a few years ago, I told you about the one chick who, like, I was getting real serious, but I broke it off so I could pursue comedy, real talk. I told my homies about her, and they was supposed to meet her. And then they was like, dang, Corde, like, you actually in a relationship? This is, like, new for us. Like, she cool? I'm like, she's cool, she's dope. And then I broke it off. And it was a funny thing, because they was sad to find out that I had broke it off, because, like, I had never had a chick who I called girlfriend. I actually called her girlfriend. It was like a new step for, and these are my high school homies. So they're like, you got a girlfriend now? I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't remember the last time you said you had a girlfriend. I was like, like chicks you dating or messing around with, but like girlfriend? I'm like, yeah, girlfriend. So that's always super funny. And
then she moved to a weird state.
Because why Noah? Why Noah? Why Noah?
Say your line, Noah.
Oh, I forgot the line. What's the line?
Bitches be moving to weird states.
Yeah, that line.
It's all right. No, you high as shit. That's all right.
You literally reached out to him while he was ripping stiz.
Yeah. That's why I realized I caught out. The reason why Noah took a minute to, like, he had just inhaled his weed vape. So I literally caught him as he's trying to, like, it was right in his throat. No Diddy. Diddy wanted to choke on it. No Diddy. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's how you kind of, like, with all that, that's how you kind of figure out who you want to specifically be with. But yeah. Sometimes, yeah. So is that I'm looking at a few different notes. that post nut clarity. That's another like kind of a thing that you might judge a chick on like that. Like, okay, I'm gonna say it. All right, sometimes you like want to hang out with a chick, you really want to see her and stuff like that, and you might jerk it, like, and then go from there, and he'd be like, do I really want to see her? And then that post nut clarity is like, you know what? I'm good.
That's true.
I would say this because I might have been horny in the moment. I just really wanted to get this off. And then after that, you like, I guess I don't want to see you. I guess I don't want to drive Sacramento to see you, things like that. But then if you still like want to go see this person after that, but you like, I just nutted. So if we do hook up, it's going to be a minute. Hopefully we take a minute to get up because I'm going to need some time to ramp up. Yeah, that's how you know, like, you really care about this person too. Also, it's funny because sometimes if you like, this I know I really like a person. If I just want to be with them and around them, that's how I know I just want to be with this person. Like Utah, for instance. I remember I was just like, I just want to see dope ass views with you, like up and down the coast. Like I remember a few different times. Like I remember I was with a homegirl. I was with a chick who I liked, who's now a homegirl. And I remember like I'm out here at this gorgeous view. It was like in Santa Barbara, right? I was like, fuck, this place is amazing. Like on the beach, the water's going, wind's blowing just a little bit. It's like 75 degrees, but it's like not hot, but it's not cold. Just the right thing. And like the sun's just like amazing, right? And I was like, this is great. And I see like a couple. I'm like, damn. I was like, he looked like he about to propose soon or something. They walking their dog. I'm like, this is super nice. And then I'm with the chick, right? And then she's like, you see this bullshit? What the fuck are they doing down there on the beach? I was like, this shit ain't even nice. Like, all this sand everywhere and stuff like that. And then I realized I was like, yeah, you a homegirl now. Like, this is not like you ruining the whole mood right now. And I was just like, she's like, you like that? She's like, the sun, I need my glasses. Where my sunglasses at? I left my sunglasses in the car. And I'm just like, bitch, can I just enjoy this moment? Like, can I just, right. And then I remember because I was trying to grab her hand on the way up there and try to see if there was something there. And on the way back, didn't grab her hand at all. And she didn't even know. She was like, so Corde, I know you like me. I was like, no, I thought you was cool. You like attractive. She didn't know, like, now I'm like elevating her. Like, cause she was trying to give me the friend zone talk. But I remember I was like, yeah, we friends. Like, I just like cut it off quick. She was like, oh, I thought like, it was like, you trying to hold my house? Like, no, we friends. I see we probably better off as friends. And they said, oh, I didn't want to make it awkward because I'm tired of talking to somebody too. I was like, oh yeah, I'm talking to people too. And you just let them, you start being honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to people too. Like, whatever. You got
to deflate the balloon as soon as you recognize it's not what it is.
And it was funny in that moment because I was just like, you are ruining something amazing. So like, that's why Utah, I was like, if we hang out again, we will. But I'm like, I'm going to take her to that spot. Like,
there's some beautiful power when that moment happens. Yeah. Though. If you think it was someone you were into and you realize you're not into them and they think. Yeah.
That's better than post-nut clarity.
Yeah.
That's like,
then you can't hit them with that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yeah, everything's great.
Cool, bro.
Yeah. Like she was trying to let me down all easily. She's like, well, I think you're a cool guy. I was like, oh, no, it's cool. You ain't got to sugarcoat it. I was like, no, we friends. Cool. Yeah. So what's this guy you talking to? Like I started asking about like immediately, like she was like, oh, I thought like, nah, it's cool. We chill. And she was like, oh, well, you try to hold my hand. I was like, yeah, I always
want you to fall.
Yeah. I didn't want you to fall. Hell yeah. But we wasn't walking on a ledge. I thought you was about to trip over something. There was a big branch in the road.
You clumsy, dog.
Yeah, you clumsy.
Now we could let you know.
Start calling the dog.
You clumsy as
hey,
shit,
bro,
dog.
You kind of clumsy out here, yeah.
I worry about you.
Yeah. You got weak ankles. I didn't want you to like twist the ankle while out there because I was going to carry you. I was going to have you thug it out.
I've seen your high school basketball highlights. I'm concerned about your ankles.
Yeah, remember that time you got crossed over and your ankle still ain't been the same since? Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, man, it's super crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of beating around the bush on some shit, but whatever. Because
what's funny is when you give a girl that talk and like you're like, I actually don't care anymore, and then they start really caring.
Yeah.
That's when it gets weird.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm actually good on this.
Yeah.
And then they start doing all this stuff, and you think to yourself, like, man, if they'd have done this like 3 weeks ago, I would have been super into this.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I really don't care, and it's weird that you're trying so hard.
Well, it's this shit. It's the I was trying to be nice to you, or trying to be like the nice guy, to try to be like a good example of a guy you want to date, and then like they wasn't into that. The moment you cut shit off and like now you're just like your truest in self, or even like playing up to like an asshole, I don't care about none of this shit. Now you're attractive all of a sudden, and it was just like, what the fuck this happened? Like, yo, no, I don't care. Like, no, okay, whatever, cool, all right. Just very dismissive, don't care. Give them all the time at first. Now you're giving them no time, and now they want all your time all of a sudden. It was like, well, why you don't want to hang out? What happened to all the good morning texting, or you want to study later kind of stuff? What happened to that? I'm like, oh no, I can study by myself. I get more. I focus better by myself anyway. Which, oh my God, that's happened to me before, right? I'm trying to like hang out with a chick. You trying to go study together, trying to be all chill and stuff. I remember one time this chick, like, she's like, yo, like she just like was like hella mean to me. I remember, and I was like, what the fuck was that? I was like, why are you so rude? She's like, I'm not rude. She's like, you just trying to hang out and study. I was like, didn't you say you fell in the class? Like what do you mean? He's like, oh, I don't study with people. I was like, I don't either, but I was trying to bond. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I remember I would see her a bunch after that. She's like, hey, you trying to go study? I'm like, oh, I don't study good with other people. And she was like, and she was with a homegirl. She was like, girl, he just dissed you. And I walked away. And it's like, no. And then so she came up later. She's like, so I was being a bitch the other time. I was like, yeah, you was. And she was like, but you didn't have to embarrass me in front of my friend. I was like, I was gonna tell you this regardless. Your friend just happened to be there. I was like, cause I wanted you to feel how you made me feel. Like I'm trying to be nice to you, and you sit up here and fucking yelled at me for no damn reason. So, oh no, I was like super like stressed and shit. Like I was like, well, don't take that shit out on me. I want to take it out on you. It's like, well, what was that? I was like, oh, that's just giving medicine back to you. I was like, oh, my bad. I pulled an all-nighter. So sorry, I was a little stressed. I just took out the little stress I had on you, kind of a thing. And then all of a sudden you sexy. When you asshole, you sexy. Do
you know John Light? He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Do I know John, the other black dude with the dog and the dreads? Yeah. Jonathan Light, yeah.
One of my favorite things he says when he does really shitty stuff like that to me, he goes, I'm just a regular guy. And it's like the greatest, like if you're really nice to someone, you start being an asshole. Like, John, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just a regular guy.
I'm just a regular guy. That's so funny too, because that's like you try to like dumb it down to being nothing. Oh, this is what guys do. I'm just
no, that's what's so great about it.
I'm not supposed to do that. I'm just a regular guy. You know how guys be doing this shit.
I love it. So I think about it all the time when that kind of shit happens.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you start being a nice guy. She goes, what happened? He goes, I don't know what you mean. I'm just a regular guy.
Did I ever tell you about the time I hooked up with a chick because I started being an asshole all of a sudden?
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah. So I remember this. I remember it was this chick. It was this chick who I liked, and I remember I don't know what she was like. Older, fresh out of like a marriage and stuff like that, and she was like she didn't want to waste time, which I later realized. So if she said if she didn't feel a spark, she would just end it. And I remember like we hanging out, we chilling, like she was dope. She had like a career, and I was like dope. She's like making like good amount of like had a real career job. And I'm like, okay, well my career. So it was like these two like this core like career couple, like that real like business like couple. I'm like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I like. And I remember she just cut it off, she ended it, and I was like, what the fuck was this? So, oh, I didn't feel a spark. I was like, you didn't feel a spark? She's like, yeah, I didn't feel a spark. I was like, so we was making out doing it. She's like, yeah, I just didn't feel a spark. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But then we kept like contact like a few times. Like I cut it off because like one time a chick tell me some shit, I cut it off for like at least about 6 months. I need to heal and like not talk to you for a while, right? Remember, she started hitting me up again. And one time she was calling me at like 10:30 at night, talking to like 12. And then I remember she did it again the next night. And it was like later. I think it was like 11:30. And I'm just like, hey, yo, why are you talking to me so late? I just kept it honest with her. I was like, why are you talking to me so late? She's like, what? I like talking to you. I was like, so? That's it? You like talking to me? She's like, what? You're nice. So like, you're a cool dude. We have good conversations. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not about to lose sleep over something that's not going to go nowhere. Like, I don't call my friends this late. We respect our time. Like, hey, I got to work in the morning. I'm about to get off the phone. It's like, well, why are you being an asshole? I was like, no, you don't understand. You've told me that you don't see this going further than a friendship. And I don't talk to girls who are my friends this late at night. I'm not about to lose sleep over us just having a casual conversation. Call me in regular time. Like, call me at 9 if you want to talk till like about an hour and a half. Then it's 10:30, reasonable time. I'm about to talk to you from 11:30 to 2 in the morning, and nothing's coming out of it. I was like, also, you're getting all the benefits in the situation. You don't have to wake up you don't have to be to work till 12. You're the one want to talk. I don't. You're the one who wants to have this conversation, and you're the one dictating the terms of just being friends, which is something I don't want to do. So I'm cutting this off by saying, no, I don't want to talk to you this late. Call me back tomorrow, 5, 7, like call me back in a regular decent hour. You know, business hours are closed right now. All right. Call me back at a regular hour when we're open to talking to just friends. All right. It's like, you're being so mean. You're being an asshole. I was like, I don't care. Because
I'm just a regular guy.
I'm just a regular guy. Because you're getting all the benefits in the situation. How does it help me if you're the one who already said, let's just be friends, let's just do this? I was like, the way you're talking to me right now is something that couples do. And this is the couples hour right now. But we're not a couple. We're friends, all right? So I'm not going to talk to you because 1, I'm frustrated. 2, I'm tired. And 3, I'm just going to keep it real right now, all right?
Dude, imagine you had an answering machine that, like, when they text you, it's like, you have reached out at the couples hour. And this conversation will not end in sexting and or fellatio.
Exactly.
Please call back at the
or that sneaky link or something like that. You know, if this is not going to end with more than just a friends kind of, or if this is not going to be a friends with benefits situation kind of a thing, then please call back in our normal business hours before the time of 6 p.m. But not doing work. So that's after 5 p.m. So you have an hour window to call me in this space. And then if I'm on the phone or the line is busy, that means I'm on the line with another friend. So call back another day. All right. Thank you. Peace.
That'd be incredible. You could have the different, if for a casual conversation, press 1.
Exactly.
For a sexual conversation, press 2.
I need that. I need that on my phone. Yeah, I need that real quick. If this is Corde calling Jared for the directions to the studio, please press 9.
And it just goes, really, bro?
Yeah.
It's a voicemail. It just goes, really, bro?
Corde, this is the address. I know you're going to ask me again. But now, yeah, so then that same chick who I was hella mean with invited me over, and I thought I was coming over as a friend. I'm over here sitting down on the couch watching Netflix, and then I realizing we're Netflix and chilling. She ordered pizza, and she started trying to make out with me and stuff, try to have sex with me. And I still asserted my dominance even in the bedroom because I was like, okay, cool, so we about to hook up, right? And said, oh, I don't hook up with dudes who don't eat me out first. I was like, what?
Why'd you order all this pizza? Bitch, I'm full.
I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, you got to go down on me first, and then I'll have sex with you. And I was like, who said I got to do that? Oh, that's just always been a relationship. I was like, well, we're friends, so I ain't got to do that.
Reverse Uno card.
So she was like, so you ain't going to do that? I was like, no. It's like, so you ain't going to have sex. All right. Yeah, I was like, she's like, you should probably get your head together, go in the bathroom. I was like, I do got to pee. It's like, get your head together to come back, you know, get ready. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go in the bathroom. I'm probably going to pee. I'm going to take a second. And if you change your mind and if you want to have some sex, we could do that. But I'm not about to come back out here and do what you want because that's what you want. We friends. I ain't got to do it. We ain't in a relationship. That still like didn't change. Like I was like, we not in a relationship, so I don't have to do what you want me to do to have sex because I came over here to hang out. So I go to the bathroom, pee. She was like, what's taking you so long? I can take my time. Come back in. She's like, oh, so you ready? I was like, ready for what? To have sex? I was like, yes, I'm ready to have sex. She's like, no, and I was like, nope. So I just laid next to her and I felt so cool. Like, I was like,
bro, get your head together. That's some crazy shit to say to somebody.
Yeah. So I remember she just doubled down. So I doubled down harder. Like she was like, you know, so, and I remember she got so mad and I was like, you said we was friends the whole time I came over here. I didn't expect for this to happen. And then now I'm expecting this not to happen. And then now you're trying to tell me what to do in order to have sex with you? Nah, I'm not about to fall in line with whatever rules you're trying to establish because I already told you that so you trying to have sex with me now, but you still trying to, I'm like, no, I ain't got to listen to this. I was like, if I was your dude, all right. I don't know, like, okay, I'm not your dude. Are you trying to hook up? Is this going to come to something? Probably not. I was like, well, I really don't have to do nothing now. I was like, you trying to be a friends with benefits? She was like, I'm not really into, okay, so I was like, so, she's like, so you not going to do this to have sex? I was like, no, I don't. Why would I have to start listening to you now? Like, and it was funny. I just lay there chilling and I was like, you want to turn on TV? She just got up hella mad. It was hella funny. I was like, yeah.
weird pivot, but it's like one of the tenets of Buddhism. Like when you stop carrying, like when you stop wanting, everything comes to you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So you just have this if you can just lower, like everything's fine. I don't care. All of a sudden we're like, but I want you. I want you to care.
I mean, that's like with comedy, man. Every time I try to focus on comedy and just try to do stand up, and I try to get tunnel vision, like I'm just gonna focus on stand up. I'm not about to do nothing. I'm just comedy, stand up, write, trying to become super funny, grow my social media, grow this podcast, like just try to come up with merch ideas, try to come up like maybe television show ideas, really try to treat myself as a real professional comedian. All of a sudden then people start trying to come in like, hey, don't you want to date me? Hey, like, well, I think you're pretty funny. Don't you want to come and stuff like that? Don't you want to drive out here to see me and stuff like that? And it becomes like this distraction before I was just focused on this. And I feel like that's why sometimes like I date a lot, but like nothing really comes out of it. And then even, especially if like a chick doesn't understand, like I was here and you came in the picture and made me expand out like this. Like I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to stay here. So like you said, as you try to focus and try to cut everything out, that's when people want to come in, which is weird. And it's like some chicks have told me they super motivated, they get super fine and super attracted that I'm so motivated to be successful in comedy. And I'm like, yo, like that's super dope. Like you really like have some goals. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, that's like, I know you're busy, and I like, and it's about like I'm busy, and then because I'm not always just trying to hang out with them all the time, they're like, okay, cool. He has his own things. He's not always trying to hang out with me every single day. I was like, no, I got shit to do. Like, or I might flake, or like, hey, like I might be able to hang out, but I might have a show coming up. Or sometimes chicks be like, hey, you got a show? Like no show this weekend, and I'm like, no. But it's really like I can hop on the show if I wanted to, but I'm choosing just to hang out with you for a time period. Like sometimes I go on a date or I go hang out with somebody at 5, knowing good well I could get on a show at 7, but then I might ask a homie like, hey, is there a second show at 9? To like 9:30. I'm like, okay, cool. So if this don't go well, I'm on that second show because I got to practice stuff. Oh, like Jared, like I remember I've been hitting you up a few weeks because your Monday open mic, right? Mm-hmm. And you always tell me, don't worry, there wasn't a big crowd there. It's like, so you didn't miss out much. But a lot of times when I'm hitting you up, it's not, I don't care that there's not a big crowd there. My mind is, will I be super tired the next day for work? You know? So that's my mindset. And I'm just trying to go there. You know, I need to go to batting practice kind of a thing. I need to just try these jokes out. That's sometimes, so in my head, like if I'm tired because I went somewhere to try these jokes out, I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. I worked on these jokes. I need to turn this one. Okay, I said this one out. Or like let's say the crowd's not really listening to. The hardest thing for me is to not abandon a joke that I'm working on and go to a joke I know I'm gonna hit. It's much harder, and it's like the real challenge is I'm just gonna say this joke. I'm gonna say all of it. I'm gonna try to add these little taglines, and I'm not gonna pivot immediately to get a laugh. I need to figure out how I'm gonna say this joke and what I wrote down to make it better. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Okay, I did it. And even if it doesn't go well, the fact that I did it and I didn't abandon it is so much better for me. And so sometimes, like, that's why I'm like, try to hit you up, like, hey, what time y'all going? You like a hard stop at this? I appreciate that, because that lets me know, like, if it's 9:15, 9:20, it's probably gonna take me 45 minutes to get there. If it's a hard stop at 10, I'm not gonna take that drive. I could save time and energy, and I could go hang out, get food or something like that. So then that's for me. So yeah, that's like little stuff that I be doing. Because sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm not doing enough open mics. I got this old material that I know is solid, but I need to start working this newer stuff to make it as solid as the other one. So then I be craving that like midweek. I'll be like, okay, Monday open mics, Tuesday open mics, Wednesday open mics, Thursday I might have a show, or Friday I might have a show pop up. Like I need to get these open mics in. Or let's say if I don't do an open mic on Monday, now I'm trying to do 3 on Tuesday, and I'll try to do like McNally's, like another one. Like I'm like, fuck, do I need to go to SF? I'm like, I don't want to go there, but I'm like, ugh. So I got to figure out shit in the East Bay to figure out where to go to. Maybe even hit like a late mic. This okay, this one start. I remember I went to a show Tuesday, and I got out. Tuesday. I think it was Wednesday. Went to a show Tuesday. Got out, left, was heading home, and I was just like, Penelope just started 8 minutes ago. Should I go over there? And I was leaving from SF. I was like, I could go maybe just sign up and like hit a mic. And I was like, nah, I got to do something else. I had to go home. But in my head, I'm just passing up an opportunity to get funnier with some other stuff. But yeah.
I always let people know the state of the crowd because we're in Livermore and we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know everyone has to drive like 45 minutes because we have nights where it's popping.
Yeah.
And you come in at 10, you're going to get 20 people. They're going to be listening. And sometimes it's like, there's 3 comics that are drunk off their ass.
Yeah.
and you could get on stage.
Yeah.
And I'd hate for people to drive a half hour for that.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, yeah, dude, this ain't the night.
So, and I know because if I'm arriving late, it's gonna be less people there. Probably more people gonna be drunk. But so that's for me, for my laser focus of just trying jokes. In the moment, it kind of does suck because it's like, fuck, why aren't people paying attention? But I'm just trying to like pump myself up, knowing it's gonna be not that many people there, but I gotta get these jokes off. I gotta get this out. I need to get this out. I'm like frustrated. I just need to do this right now. I need to get this out. So that's like the thing. That's something I go for.
Jose Contreras said something similar because he always does late ones like you do. Yeah. He says, I'm just trying to put it in my body or something like that. He said something to that effect.
Because it's like it's in my head and I've wrote it down, but now I need to say it. So then that way I've done it. And then like sometimes you be in the moment, you like figuring out, like, okay, say this differently, say this kind of thing, maybe like improv a little bit here in the middle of the joke, stuff like that. And then sometimes doing the joke, you might come up with a whole new tagline that you didn't even write down. Or you might have did a tagline and one of them hit, you'd be like, fuck yeah, it hit. Or somebody might give you a tag, or it's just like, I need to just do this. Like sometimes you be obsessed with writing. And when you're obsessed with writing to try to get funnier, you want to make, because when you think about it, like, I know this is funny. I know this is a good joke. I just need to practice it more because all my other stuff works. So why wouldn't this work? So sometimes I'm gonna go to this shitty open mic, or there's not that many people there, but I came here to work on stuff. Like sometimes you get distracted by hanging out, drinking, and all that kind of stuff. Like I know that's happened a few times. Like had a few drinks, and then I'm just like, damn, like I was supposed to do this joke, or like I'm a little tipsy, and I'm like, fuck, I'm over here hanging out, and then you hanging out for like, hey, the host, hey, you next. Shit, get away from me, y'all. I gotta fucking, what do we?
Unless it's me running it, and I just let you know as it's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming to the stage, Corde Snell.
Like, what? like throwing like this. What the fuck? Dre, why you tell me? Like, I was excited to see you, man.
Gets them every time.
And then I just be like, okay, thanks, Jared. So yeah, I was going. I thought I had 10 more minutes. Appreciate you, Jared. Fucking asshole. Just I wanted to talk about Harrison Butker. Yeah, fuck him. All right. He wants women to at their commencement to tell him to stay home and get kids because. So I was thinking about this, right? Because I remember we had a little back and forth. He was telling him their best job is homemaker, right? His mom is a physicist, and I'm kind of pivoting off what Josh Johnson said because his mom's a physicist. So every time he misses a field goal, she can literally tell him at what angle and how he needs to get better.
Right, yeah.
And so I was thinking, the reason why he want women to stay home because his mom was a physicist and he had probably a ton of games that she couldn't come to. Like he's like, you know what, better? Me and my mom would have been a lot closer if she just stayed home with me. Like she decided to have me. I didn't decide to have this kind of a thing. And I was like, that's what this is PTSD. Because you know what I mean? Okay, y'all play sports? Y'all play, okay, you ever had your parents not come to a game?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Every once in a while, right? How lonely did you feel then?
It didn't feel great. It
okay.
didn't feel great, but my parents were good at going.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Imagine your mom's a physicist, academy acclaim, and you got to go to all her shit, but she can't come to one of your games. You just like, well, this was a lot better. We would have been a lot closer. So this is like that. This is that PTSD.
Yeah.
Mama was never there because she was out there earning a career. Goddamn, Val, you were supposed to be home. Dad said stay home. You had to get a goddamn career. I don't know. That's where.
No, it's true. The more you dig into it, the more it seems like he was speaking from like personal experience.
Yeah, he was trying to use like the Bible and stuff like that, like talk about gay people, and then he hooked up with allegedly hooked up with a male cheerleader in college. And I'm like, all right, cool.
I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, right? It was like, I gotta say allegedly because I ain't trying to get sued. But yeah, it was like right after it came out. And I remember I was listening to a podcast and he had sent the dude a link to it. And then that's when it was like, Facebook and shit like that. And I was like, okay. Like, so he don't like gay people even though he had a gay experience. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
And then he refound Jesus again.
He's like,
that's the only man I love now.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh God. I'm not gays no more. I'm not gays no more. I like women. my girl wife stays home and we have kids and she's not doing shit. Anyway, hell yeah. I still was wondering though, why would the kicker come? You know, like that was the.
No, it did make no sense why he was the guy. Unless, did he go there? Which I don't think he did.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. And then also, so I heard he said some shit about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, so that made that shit awkward. I didn't see that video.
Oh, I haven't listened to the whole thing. Like
me either, but I heard because I remember it was like he was telling women to stay home, and then also Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is gonna be awkward with them. But I heard he I think he said you shouldn't be like them, like that kind of a couple. You should be home in vacation. So then he was, and then
Taylor stopped being a goddamn billionaire.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then I think that's why people were saying they should cut him for the woman stuff too. But it was like everything that like the NFL started supporting. He like, nope, we shouldn't support that. And it was, and then NBC, because you know every time Taylor Swift came to a game, they always had this focus. The camera was like, yeah, women, don't be like her. Don't be a billionaire, have a world tour and selling the shit out and stuff like that. Like, don't strive for that success. And like NFL, like, hey bitch, shut the fuck up. We got TV deals to sell. Hey, what the fuck you doing? Like, you know how much our rating spikes since Travis Kelce started dating? I'm like, and then I'm like, so cut him. No. He's like, no, cut him. Like immediately, you know. So it's always funny. Or like when the NFL put out a statement saying like, you know, we have I think it was like 1,200 players. All of them are entitled to their different opinions. We respect each individual having their different opinions. And then it was like a meme like Kaepernick looking like. I was like, damn, yo. Where we at right now?
We are at 46 minutes.
Okay, cool. We cooking. So yeah. So I think I told y'all. Did I ever tell you about never like talking about a chick because I don't want to jinx it? Ever tell you guys that?
I think so. I don't think you said it on the podcast though.
Okay, yeah. So one thing about me is that whenever I'm talking to a chick, and I tell you about, usually I'm talking about stuff that's not going nowhere, like oh this random thing happened with me with this one female, right?
Every girl's ever been mentioned on this podcast.
They don't come from a place of love, though. You know, it's a place of love. Hell yeah. But the ones I really have something going with, and the ones I'm really trying to build something with, right? I usually don't talk about because I don't want to jinx it at all. Because it's like the moment, this usually happens to me because I've dated a lot of different women. The moment I start telling my homies about it, and like telling like family members about it, it just goes downhill. I don't know what it is. Like when it's a secret, everything's good. We're building this stuff, and then all of a sudden things just start. I start mentioning stuff. I start getting more excited about it, and I don't know if it's what happens, but it is just like it's like a peak and it just starts going like this, and then when everybody else finds about like oh what happened with you and Ogre, I'm like oh we stop talking, like and that has happened like so many times that I wouldn't want to jinx it happening. That's why like I was excited about Utah, and then she said she's moving away. Update, she's not moving. She's staying.
Let's go. Bitches be staying in regular states.
Yeah. No sister wife.
Which is weird too, because she started telling me, like I remember it seemed like she started joking. She's like, yeah, you should look for jobs down here. Ha ha, LOL. And I was just like, my girl, don't you threaten me with a good lifestyle. Like, no. Like, cause I remember when the Utah thing I mentioned with y'all 2 weeks ago, like I was like, okay, I got a homie in Utah. He has like about almost 100,000 followers. He's in 3 clubs. Okay. So you can find success in Utah and stuff. And then I got like a link to like in Vegas that like I could probably like figure out a way to like, I'm like already like, if I want to really make this happen, I got to move to Utah. And then I'm just like, they got a football team. They got 2. They got BYU. They got Utah. You got Utah State. Like I'm like, okay, what's the nearest state? Like it's Colorado. Like I'm trying to mentally like make this into like, can I do this?
Yeah.
With this woman, like kind of a thing. And it's like, oh, I'm not going. But I'm like, like And then she's like, we look for jobs down here. I'm just like, and I'm like, I would, but I don't know. Because I'm like, if I do this, I feel like we just have a real conversation. Like, hey, do you really want me to look for jobs down here? Because I really will. Like, I already have, like, I'm like already coming back to my current job, stuff like that. But it's like, do you really want me to look jobs for down here? Because I will. Like we gotta talk about like, am I gonna be living with you? We're gonna live separately. Like what is that whole ordeal and things like that? Or move to like Santa Barbara or something like that and still be like close. And I'm like if we really want this to happen, because I thought about maybe not moving initially to Utah, but like looking for shit out there to kind of like constantly be out there or have a reason to be out there. Like are you serious about this, or is it something you thrown out? Like, because if you just throwing this out, because it's different, because you never threw it out before. Like, you never, like, you just moved to Utah, and I was like, already thought, I was like, well, this, instead of a 4-hour drive, it's going to be a 4-hour flight. I really, like, I was like upset about it, but I was like, okay, well, I made it like, I'm still going to see you regardless, kind of a thing, you know? So it's like, instead of throwing this little stuff out here, is this something you really want with me? Because I'll make it happen in a sense, right? So because plus like I live near the area she stayed, like in Santa Barbara. It's like about an hour away from where she stayed. So it's like, I've lived down here, I live here, it's cool, we can figure this out if there's really something that you want, because I really like you. So if it's something that you want, and I think also the fact that I have a cousin who he's a long distance relationship, and he makes it work too. And you just figure it out, like you ask him like how was it, is it hard, yada yada, constant communication, like kind of a thing. So things like that. But the worry and always in the back of my head is like, can I still pursue comedy if I live down here, live close to you? And I'm just like, okay, well, that's near Santa Barbara. They got Oxnard, 11 Live. That's only 2 hours away from LA. So it's still something like in my mind kind of a thing too. And it's like, so I'm like, okay, those clubs up there. Then I'm like, okay, well, how far is that from San Jose? Kind of a thing, because in the Improv, something like that, or Fresno, like pop over, like, okay, that's 2 hours from Fresno, kind of a thing. So just start doing stuff immediately, like how can I, then I'm like, okay, if I move down there, I'm gonna have to create some open mics, and also there's shows that, so like all this kind of, like if you want me to make this life change, we'll have that serious talk about it. So
well, and the next level from where you're at anyway is traveling all the time, hitting the road. So I mean, it's one of those things that like, it's a bridge that you will have to cross at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's like kind of like the next step, which I want to happen more and more. And it's kind of, it seemed like it's starting to happen. Like the ball is kind of getting rolling. Like this has been like the most successful year, like opening for amount of people, like meeting somebody who let me go to like San Diego, La Jolla with them. So that's like a dope thing. And then I might do more shows with him, like whenever he's in the Bay. And then it's kind of like, I just wanted to be here like, hey, you want to come on the road with us? I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, that seemed like that can happen at any point. And so I'm just waiting for that thing to happen. And then at that point, if I'm like constantly on the road, then you can look for like a place to stay, or like, if you're hitting the road every weekend, it's easier to stay wherever. Cause like the weekend come, I'm gonna just be out here anyway. And then you don't have to necessarily do as many local shows, even though you will, but it's like, you have money coming in because you're constantly on the road and things like that. So then it's like, okay, now I need to just figure out where I'm gonna hover down and stay with a person I care about, kind of a thing. So, and that's dope too, because then eventually, if I'm building an audience while on the road with somebody, hopefully I'm building a following at the same time. You pop in these different clubs, they like you, and then so it's just like a whole thing. Because the thing you want to do is you want to go on the road with it, like a headliner. They bring you out. If I'm like just hosting, okay, eventually hosting stuff like that. Then some weekends, the other like guy might feature like, or something like that. You get times to feature. You still have like a good amount of income coming in. And then eventually, like you meet the club, stuff like that. Like, hey, can we, like me and the feature, can we do like a one-nighter, like kind of a thing, like between us, like in a few months, some shit like that, like on a Thursday, because then we got to fly out Friday with the homie and like, kind of shit like that. And then you kind of both start getting like a following kind of thing. And eventually you want to be your own headliner too, even though you appreciate the opportunity. Because like the thing I love about Donnell is that Donnell has always been funny. I had his special, I think it was like 2016, and then he's always kind of been in Dave's shadow. But people have always said, this dude is hella funny, and they always associated him with Dave. But I feel like now he's really popping off because it's like got the Netflix special. He got his own called the Black and Mild tour. He had the one controversy with Corey Holcomb, so that's like more like attention towards him in a good way. He had his own thing at Netflix, The Joke. So he's really like blossoming and being like, he's finally being appreciative of the funny ass comic that he's always been. But you was just behind the GOAT of our era right now, or just the GOAT period. So it's, so it's like
Scottie Pippen type thing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so you had, you know, Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Like you got to have your own, or not Dennis Rodman per se, but you got to have your own thing about you that draws people to you, that makes you still want to see you. Like stop associating with like Jordan, but like, okay, well he's super funny too. Like sometimes like yo, he be dope. Like or because I know John Sally always talks about Scottie Pippen was like the most talented dude. He was the best dude on the Bulls because he was 6'8", 6'9". He could guard, he could post. He was the best defender on the team and stuff like that. And everybody just looking at like John Sally like, you a hater. Like he was like, no, he was more talented than Jordan. He was better than Jordan. And it was like, better than Jordan. Like that was the thing. Another thing somebody always do. They always say, this person is more skilled than Jordan. Like they always try to say this LeBron. Like I'm a huge sports guy. I don't talk about it on here as much, but I hate the debate about LeBron versus Jordan because in the social media age, people always do shit to kind of construe the argument for LeBron. And I'm just like, you don't get better by going to the finals over and over again and losing. Like I never understood that. Like Jordan three-peated twice. Three-peated twice, right? The last team to three-peat was the Lakers. And like the early 2000s, I think it was like 2003. I think it was 2002. So like last team. The Warriors almost did it, but Kevin Durant got hurt when he blew his Achilles out. That was
when he lost to Toronto.
When he lost to Toronto. If he would have, that would have been the second three-peat. Mm-hmm. That man did that twice in a decade.
Yeah.
And like he took 2 years off. He took a year off, came back 9 games, and then three-peated again. That's why it's so dope because like all the Hall of Famers he played against couldn't get rings because they kept running into him. He knocked around the playoffs. He knocked around the Eastern Conference, and then they got to the finals and they met him. He beat them then too. So then LeBron went to the finals 10 straight times, and only people who he was beating are the people in the East. And then all these people who you played against, you lost to more than you won. So it's like, oh, I keep getting here, keep showing up short. I'm more talented than Jordan, but I keep, for some reason, all right, he ain't got help. He gets help, folds against Mavs. Then he won back-to-back with, he beat Kevin Durant, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he beat Spurs. Spurs came back next year, beat him. They said specifically, we wanted this rematch again because we fucked up last time, right? Then you go to Cleveland, you got to build another super team, and it's like, you keep getting all this help, but you still coming up short. Like, how can you be the GOAT? How can you be the GOAT? You can't be. It is just like, my homies always call me a hater. I'm just like, name me the last time where you lost more than you won, or the person lost more than they won, and they the GOAT. They the best ever. Because they kept losing.
Yeah. You
celebrate the loser, the only person we celebrate like that is Rocky. I don't know why I'm making this transition like that, but the first movie is dope. But it's a triumph and like fall of it, right? But you can't be the GOAT if you keep losing. Like, so, yeah, I don't know. It's my little LeBron rant. What's up, Noah? You about to say something?
No.
Okay, cool. I was about to go on something else real time.
We're at 58 minutes.
58 minutes. Okay, let's wrap this up. So I'm like, what do I want to talk about? I don't know.
I think we just wrap it up.
We can wrap it up, yeah. Wrap it up. Be safe, all right? Use condoms out here because you don't want kids. No, you don't want kids with the wrong person. Yeah, so that's definitely that. So, have you got your hour of Corde this week? Hey, this is Corde Snell podcast. You need to get an hour of Corde a week because an hour of Corde makes your day better, makes your week better, makes your life overall better, all right? In the Corde Snell show, we are super dope. We are super hyped for you to be here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Also, email us at thecordesnellshow@gmail.com, all right? And also, if you like this podcast, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, leave us a rating on Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you watch your podcast. And thank you for listening to Corde Snell Show, and we're out.